on the Syracuse defense?
Yeah, if you look at the numbers, in the stats, it doesn't say, that they're very productive. But when you watch the film and study the personnel, I think they got a really fast defense, very physical. They're young in the secondary, so they've missed some tackles back there that have created some huge plays. But in regards to their pass rushers, 13, the defensive end that's been a tight end, for the last few years. He's moved the defensive end. He's their sack leader. Very good pass rusher off the edge. Very good get off. The middle linebacker, number 4, we have a lot of respect for because we played against him last year. We understand how physical he is. I read an article about how he sets the defense, really sets the pressures for him. They really lean on him. So I think they're fast. I think they got a lot of really good runners and hitters. They have a scheme where they play multiple defensive backs in the game, which means that at some point all the corners can be on the field playing man coverage and they can pressure everybody else. So, it's going to be a heavyweight challenge for us, for our young squad.
What do you kind of think of Jamari, how he stepped up in the last game? He stepped up the last few games, but he had a career game, and he seemed to just be in real sync with Lamar and timing and things like that.
Well, they all work together, man. We get a lot of reps at practice, in individual periods with the quarterbacks and the receivers throwing the ball. So they're all, probably in sync with each other. But it was really good for us to have a veteran kid on the field that understood the situation, understood that we needed someone to really step up for us at that moment and have a huge game for us. And a lot of times when you're playing this many young kids, they're just out playing ball one snap at a time. Their emotions, they really don't feel the urgency of the situation. And, Jamari, this is his first year in our uniform, but, he's an older guy. He understands, a conference game on the road when you're trying to get your record balanced out that, I need to step up here. And, Coach gave him an opportunity and he did.
What have you seen from the offensive line, good or bad, the last couple of weeks?
Well, I think they're growing. They've played against 2, defensive teams that on third down they provide a lot of stuff for them. And this past weekend they would say that they didn't do the best job of picking up the pressures that they were bringing. And we came back and watched the video all as a group. And I would ask them, what do you have here? What was our plan here? And they would know. But they're still were just a little bit too afraid to go ahead and make the decision and go for it. And that's where we are. We just got to get our kids to, I think they know what's going on. They know what to do. They just got to trust themselves and go for it, and make the calls and make the decisions and go for it at this point.
Trino said that there were some times Lamar missed some chances because he was paying attention to the rush and not the receivers. Just maybe missed some chances, didn't throw when he could have. Did you see that? Did you guys address that the last couple of days?
Sure. Yeah, we come back after the game and we evaluate every single play. Every play is graded. On the decision that you made, the execution, and then the technique that went along with it. So every play is graded, and the times when he's looking at the pass rush and running out of the pocket when we have things open, that's definitely corrected, when they come back in after the game.
I don't know if statistically this bears out, but it seems that when Kyle's the quarterback, the running game meshes a little better. Is that true, and if so, how and why?
Well, I haven't really saw that stat. I don't really know. I haven't really saw that stat, okay. So it wouldn't be fair for me to answer that question. Yeah.
Is Lamar moving around okay today?
Yeah, he's fast. He's a really fast guy. He's a really fast kid.
Eager to get back at it this week?
Oh yeah, most definitely. With an exciting, conference game like that, you look forward to having another exciting conference game just like that the week after, especially being at home. The crowd's gonna be juiced up, ready for us. So yeah, we're ready for it.
Are you guys? There's a lot of angst amongst the fans that the offense is not more explosive than it's been. Do you guys even think about that, or do you just go out and play the plays?
No. At the end of Wake Forest game, Coach Trino said, his father grew up telling him that a 1-0 win is is a win. So when we come out the locker room on game day, we do everything in our power to win, by 60 points or by 1 point. It's nothing explosive. It's just something within ourselves, that we take pride in, just get the W by any means necessary.
I'm sure you would like to be more effective in the running game, though. How do you go about getting that?
Just coming out here, and grinding throughout the week. It's something that's going to pick up. When we turn on the film Sundays, we see a lot of stuff that we're doing wrong, like we're beating ourselves. It's nothing, that opponents are out scheming us, out working us, nothing with effort, it's just a few assignment errors. But the thing with offense is all 11 guys have to do their job at the same time. Defense, you can have a DB get burnt, but if you have Trayvon Young, and he makes a sack, it doesn't matter that you got burnt. So offense is just one of those things. All 11 guys have to be on the same page. We're still taking steps to get there.
If you go back, you guys scored the most points of anybody against Houston. Against Florida State and Boston College, you guys had the second most yards they've given up. So in a way, maybe it's not as bad as we think.
No, it's definitely not as bad as you think. When you look at stats on a piece of paper, it could be misleading if you don't actually watch the game or you're a part of the game. The thing with us is just a consistency thing. We just have to be able to put up those numbers against those teams every week. We did it, so we know we can do it against great teams. So, it's just a thing that we have to find our peak and plateau. We can't just keep going up and down.
So you said that you noticed some things when you go back and look at tape on Sunday. What are some things that have shown up that you guys don't do properly?
It's a number of things, but it's mostly just letting the game get a hold of you. We're in a tight game. When you're behind, how they went up 10 points really fast, and then at one point they went up 9 points really fast. When you're behind like that, you start to do stuff out of your comfort zone. You start to try to do too much, or you start to get down on yourself. So it's just little things like that. Maybe stepping the wrong way with your wrong foot, or not being in the right checks. But those are things that are going to come, with coming out here and practices and staying in the film. They'll definitely get better.
How would you, you talked a little bit about the offense as a whole. How would you assess how the running backs have played, the tailbacks have played this year?
We're our hardest critics. We'll go in the film room and we'll definitely look at plays and be like, man, you should have got more. You should have won the one-on-one. You should have beat him. You should have did this. But I think we've performed, at a decent level. We're not proud of what we're doing. We're still trying to get better, but that's just one of those things that's going to come with coming out here and working hard.
What did you think of Jeremy's? He had 7 or 8 carries in that last drive before the field goal got blocked. Just of kind of how he stepped up in the fourth quarter.
That's a huge role, especially at running back for the Coach Petrino offense. That someone's going to be the closer. He wants to run and win. He wants to wear defenses out in the fourth quarter. That's why all of his backs are as big as we are, and they just happened to call number 34. So we all got around each other as running backs. Jeremy, let's go. We got to close it, and he did just that.
As a running back, do you sometimes feel like it's easier to run downhill, so to speak, when the quarterback's going from under center as opposed from shotgun or pistol?
That's one of those back-to-back things. It'll differentiate between the backs you have, but I personally do like being under center. Just like to go straight downhill between the tackles. I'm that type of guy.
What do you thought of Reggie coming over and playing some running back?
It's definitely something that we needed. Reggie's one of those guys. If he's not taking snaps at quarterback, he's got to be on the field because he's that versatile. He's that good of an athlete. He's arguably, I would say, our best all-around athlete as far as throwing around weight, jumping, running. So with a guy like that, he's got to see the field. And the thing with Reggie is, or the thing with skilled players, period, is they talk about two things as being healthy and productive, and Reggie was both. He was healthy and productive. So you keep feeding the guys that are being productive.
You said obviously that you guys are playing well and maybe not playing better than maybe people say. Are you curious or anxious to get up kind of an explosive game though?
Yeah, we'll watch the film on Sundays and then we'll come back out. And that's our mindset is the only people that can stop us is us. We see it in film and and having an explosive game is something that we look forward to every week. But like I said earlier, just getting the W is our main focus.